Welcome to day 9 of my self-improvement 30-day challenge. Today is swearing. Before we get into that, I just want to talk a little bit about how the experience is going so far for me, day 9. So when I first started, I started with a regimen of quitting things, but before I even did day 1, I adopted a morning and evening routine and a routine for when I get home. And that wasn't like a solid I had to do that kind of thing, but as the days add on, I've been adding things to that routine, and two things have been happening. I've noticed that it's a really good morning, John. It's a really good way to add things in slowly by having that structure, and as the days go on, it's becoming more habitual. So I'm really feeling great with this routine, and more than anything else that I could recommend to anyone is having a routine for yourself, scheduling and prioritizing your day and what you do in the morning and when you go to sleep. That, more than anything else, I'm finding is really working for me. And I'm also noticing, as I've been making food for myself and doing these little daily rituals, that I have other things to look forward to in my day, so I don't need that instant gratification hit of the vaporizer or whatever it is. My attention span is growing. I'm reading books again. Right now I'm reading, Peter James lent me this, The Way of the Superior Man. It's a little outdated, and some people might consider it a little, I don't know, misogynistic, but I'm finding a lot of benefit from it, and don't worry, it's not brainwashing me too much. So, yeah, another thing that I've been noticing is I've not tried to show off, but I've been, I don't know if you can see this, but I went to the doctor, and I'm actually breaking out in a bit of a rash as I'm detoxing. Now, I've gone cold turkey on a whole bunch of things in the past, and maybe it's because I was a lot younger then, but yeah, I'm having physical effects. Like I say, I have this little mole that gets big when I'm detoxing, and it's doing that. So yeah, I'm feeling my age just a little bit, but the push-ups and the pull-ups every morning, it's interesting. You know, I work in construction. You think you'd be too tired to do those things, but doing them in the morning gives me the energy. And moves the blood around, and it's something in motion stays in motion, or there's a kinetic energy, something like that. The more you pull into your body, the more you'll have during your day, and I'm definitely noticing that too. Another thing that I'm noticing is attitudes. When I tell people that I'm not drinking anymore, they're like, "Oh, don't tell people you're quitting. You just say you're on a break." And there's I'm seeing a few people coworkers resist what I'm doing, and luckily I'm spending time with people who are already off of these things. This is not a challenge for them to be off, and it's really interesting to be around those sensitive people. And John Baker actually has talked to me about the idea that parasites like candida or funguses that aren't really good for us want to live in us, and they start to maybe affect our psychology, so that we start leaning towards things that feed those funguses. Now, a lot of species on the planet has a fungus that goes along with it, and it'll start in its brain, and it'll start making it want to walk up if it's an ant, walk up a piece of grass, and then a bird will eat it, and then it'll mess up the bird, and where was I going with that? Oh, so I'm wondering if the regiment of all these heavy addictive foods and things like that are affecting me, because I used to be quite a clean vibe hippie and going like, this is that, and you know, energy drinks are terrible for you, and now I'm kind of like, ugh, hippies holding hands, that's, you know. But now that I'm going through this process again, I'm resensitizing myself and becoming more empathetic and more appreciative of those energies again. And so that's why today I'm quitting swearing. Let's get to swearing. So swearing is like a meat pizza. If you're ordering pizza for a group of people, you know, it's so funny how, you know, you order 10 pizzas and one of them's vegetarian, and everyone complains about that one vegetarian pizza. But the thing is, everyone can eat a vegetarian pizza, not vegetarians can't eat a meat pizza. When swearing's the same way. You know, a desensitized person can listen to a sensitized person and not really be offended or put off or triggered. But a sensitized person can be offended or put off or whatever. And it's not that I want to make room for people's feelings. I want to be heard, and I don't. When I communicate with somebody, I'm communicating to try and bring myself into deeper relationship with that person, not separate. You know, the only time I'm doing that is when it's a boundary, and that's only for my protection. It's not because I dislike that person. So, swearing is offensive, it can be alienating, and it most of the time is an unconscious habit. You know, it maybe at some point I bought into the idea that it was cool, but it's completely unnecessary, and I want to move to a place of higher vibration with my words. For example, they say like we're living in a soup of energy, and we all understand that when it comes to sound, you know, it travels through our speakers, it's a vibration. We can understand that. Well, everything is a vibration, and feelings are vibrations. So certain words reflect the things that they are better than others, and most languages started over in the East with Sanskrit and moved west, and as they moved west they lost their vibrational potency, by purpose, by accident, by design, I don't know. But when people meditate and sing or chant Sanskrit words, their vibration changes. This is documented. So I want to move to a place of higher vibration, not just by assisting my body with the food, but by the words that I speak. And so calendars, just like my morning routine, creates a culture that produces a certain type of human, and so do words. 1984 was all about restricting the meaning and definition of words so that it could, by inference, restrict the understanding and depth of perception of the people who spoke. Ingsoc, short ingsoc. And you see a lot of abbreviated words nowadays, LOL. Instead of laughing out loud, LOL. LOL. Laughing out loud. There's a difference. So I'm cutting out swearing, and I'm going to replace that with the 3-second rule. The 3-second rule is that when you're in a conversation with someone, you take a moment to think about what you're going to say before you say it. This is going to help me prevent me from swearing, but it's also going to prevent me from reacting to other people and bring me to a place of responding to other people. Take a moment. There's no rush. In today's society, when people move from the city to Denman Island, you notice they speak really quickly because they have been trained that if they don't speak quickly enough, they won't get their chance to speak because there's going to be a competitive nature to speaking. Now, if everyone took 3 seconds to speak, they would maybe appreciate and be able to perceive more body language of what's going on and go, oh, he's really inspired by that comment. And what if he, oh, yeah, he's speaking now. So taking that moment to think before I say something so that I can respond instead of reacting, that is the new habit that I'm going to be instilling as I let go of swearing. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm trying not to procrastinate. There's a bunch of things I like the procrastinating one. I'm noticing a lot of that stuff. So that was day 7. I had a long belt and I cut it down shorter. I have not quit my job yet. I'm hoping to do that today. I have compassion for myself. It's an interesting thing. I'm sure other people have a hard time quitting. I could have called him after work, but I want to be direct. I want to do it in person because I want to grow. I want to make that easier. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult the next time. So that's on my agenda for today. Tomorrow is sloth, and the day after that is porn, and the day after that is masturbation. Holy shit, those are big ones. So let's have a good day, everyone. And like I said, if anyone feels that there's someone that could benefit from watching these or whatever, please connect them to the group. And by no means do you should feel obligated to watch all of these or anything like that, just as it calls to you. Again, this is just for my own personal benefit. So I thank you very much for watching and commenting. And yeah, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.